What is up, you guys? Count Krukov back with another Versus video, and today I look at Conformicide by Havok, the fourth album. And let's go back. So, if the first album, Burn, was generic thrash, and the second album, Time Was Up, was trying to be modern thrash, and the third album, Unnatural Selection, was trying to be retro thrash, what do you get for this one? Well, you got knockoff thrash, basically. It's like in the style of, you know how you hear those backing tracks on like music books or whatnot, because they can't actually get the rights to the song, so they play in the style of, like in the style of Megadeth or in the style of Testament. That's what this album is. In the style of Megadeth, in the style of Testament. And that's all fun and good, but you realize, like, do you like Testament? Yeah. Do you like Megadeth? Yeah. Do you like Overkill? Yeah. Well, then listen to those, because why listen to a knockoff? Such nonsense. Especially Ingsoc. I think it's called Ingsoc, Ingsoc. That was super hard. Like, oh my god. And the vocals fucking killed it. Like, died on it. Like, there was just... The vocals killed that song. I just kept imagining, man, you know, this song would just be so good if Chuck Berry was singing on it right now. But the vocals overall took away from all that. And they have some of this like weird slap stuff and these weird things that they're doing with the bass. And then for a second they try to be Dream Theater for a second. And I was like, okay, that's not working. There's like 2 7-minute songs on the album. And you guys, I love long songs. But if it's just going to be repetitive and you don't have anything interesting going on, then I don't want to listen to it. Like that Ingsoc, like, that could have been such a good song, but the vocals killed it. Just, like, oh my god, the vocals were... the vocals were not good on that. And then there were some other terrible ones on there. Like, there were not any good songs on there at all. It was just all terrible. Conformicide. More conforming to sounding like the generic backup. Like, this would have been the album, like, to recommend for, like, Havok should just get into the business of being that band that does the in the style of, because they'd probably be really good at it. But as a band so far, pretty horrible. This was the worst. This was even worse than Burn. This was worse than generic thrash. This is knockoff, rip-off thrash. It's one thing to be inspired by or influenced by Megadeth, but when you try to sound directly like them and you're trying so hard and that distinction becomes great, it's like, okay, you're just trying to sound like Megadeth. Why don't you find your own sound, at least? I mean, come on. Or Testament or any of that. There's so many great thrash bands out there. There is. I don't believe in my heart of hearts that Havok is one of them. There are so many. There's Heathen. Is it Agent Nasty? There's Agent Steel. Nasty Agent, I believe. Violence, Hyrax, Death Angel, Dark Angel, Sadist. There's so many. Is it Sadist or Sadist? One of those two. There's so many. Hallows Eve. There's so many good thrash bands. Overkill, Testament. There's so many good thrash bands, and Havok doesn't fall into that category. Havok falls into the category of that revival retro scene that didn't sound like crap anyway, like Bonded by Blood or Lich King. Just terrible. There were some standouts out of that era. I'm not gonna lie, there were some standouts, like Hexen. Hexen was really good. State of Insurgency, that was a good album. That was good, like, you know, modern thrash coming back. Hatchet is good. Warbringer can be good. Warbringer had a good album. Empire's Collapse, their 4th album. That was good. But Havok is... They should try something else. And now, I know this, I'm 1 day late. I'm sorry, you guys. I fell behind. And I have to listen to the new one today. But hey, props to Vader. Vader's new album came out today. Solitude and Madness, I believe that's what that's called. Go check that out, because you know that's going to be fucking sick as shit. It's fucking Vader. Fucking great death metal. Some Polish death metal. I like a little Polish death metal. I like Polish death metal. Oh, but Havok. I have to listen to the 5th album. There's two horrible possibilities on Facebook. One, it's either better than Conformicide, or somehow it's worse than Conformicide. Havok is definitely not my band. I'm not behind Havok whatsoever, and I have the proof to back it up. I'm on out. This is the fourth album I reviewed by them, and have not been a fan of it. So it's probably looking like that I'm not gonna like this new album that's gonna come out. I'm still gonna review it for you guys because I promised the marathon, and we're continuing the marathon of Havok. And it's been one hell of a marathon, let me tell you. I had to sit through Burn, I had to sit through Time Is Up, I had to sit through Unnatural Selection, and I had to sit through Conformicide. Oh, it's burning. I had to hear the new Night Demon song just to cleanse my ears, just to cleanse the palate, because it was just, oof. Sometimes I haven't gotten to this point yet, but I fear that I will, where I'm going to have to listen to like one song off the new album, and then I have to go listen to Amon Amarth, or Cannibal Corpse, or Creator, or Immortal, or Dissection, or Flesh God Apocalypse, or Dimmu Borgir, or Mayhem, or Dark Funeral, or Violence, or Dark Angel, or Death Angel, or Hallows Eve, or Heathen, or one of those, or Testament, or Overkill, and then go back to the next song, because this has been very trying for me. This has been very brutal to listen to all of this terrible thrash music. And it is terrible. The worst thing that I have to take out of all of this is the vocals are the worst thing in the history. They made, like I said, to make Dave Mustaine sound like Bruce Dickinson. And that is quite the feat. To make Dave Mustaine sound like Bruce Dickinson. I've always been insecure about my own voice, but shit. I could start singing right now, it'd be better than Havok. Let me tell you. Ugh. Well, all right, you guys. Thank you very much. That has been our album review of Conformicide. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment down below if there's any metal tracks you want me to check out. I don't have a metal shout out for today, but as always, go check out NWOTHM Full Albums, New Wave of Traditional Heavy Metal Full Albums on YouTube. It is rocking. It has a myriad of metal albums to listen to, and all great stuff. It's not okay. Well, I don't mean it's all great, but there's a lot of stuff to choose from. All right, thank you guys. Bye.